President Trump and Elon Musk both hit with terrible news. President Trump defends having Chinese students in America. A Biden appointed judge is trying to stop trillions of dollars from Trump's tariff program, and Democrats literally cheered for the demise of America so long as it hurts Donald J. Trump. Plus, CBS News was caught deceptively editing another interview in order to make Trump look bad. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. There's a lot to get through, so let's jump right in. President Trump has defended his decision to allow Chinese students in the United States, stressing that China is already paying the U.S. hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. In an interview with the Daily Caller, President Trump pointed to his strong relationship with President Xi Jinping and said blocking students would be insulting to China, particularly as a nuclear power. He clarified that the students are coming in under a 2-year only program and noted he expects nothing in return from Beijing. He's just trying to have a good relationship while they wrap up the tariff negotiations. Trump also referenced the tariffs imposed during his first term, which brought in hundreds of billions of dollars and were so good that Biden never removed them. However, many are upset, saying, how on earth is this make America great again? How is this America first? Let me know in the comments what you think. Now, regarding Trump's tariffs, President Trump cautioned that the U.S. risks becoming a third world nation if the federal courts overturn his tariff program, which has brought in close to $15 trillion in speculative new investment from countries all around the world. Now, a judge is trying to shut down the tariffs, saying, okay, Trump is the chief executive for the entire country, but he does not have the legal authority to change the tariff programs. Only Congress can do that. So now Trump is saying, we're going to the Supreme Court. This judge said that it was unlawful for a sitting president under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to operate and negotiate tariffs, that only Congress would be able to do this. Now, President Trump reacted to this and said, all tariffs are still in effect. Today, a highly partisan appeals court incorrectly said that our tariffs should be removed. But they know the United States of America will win in the end. If these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for the country. It would make us financially weak, and we have to be strong. The USA will no longer tolerate enormous trade deficits and unfair tariffs and non-tariff trade barriers imposed by other countries, friends, or foe that undermine our manufacturers, farmers, and everyone else. If allowed to stand, this decision would literally destroy the United States of America. At the start of this Labor Day weekend, we should all remember that tariffs are the best tool to help our workers and support companies that produce great made in America products. For many years, tariffs were allowed to be used against us by our uncaring and unwise politicians. Now, with the help of the United States Supreme Court, we will use them to benefit our country and make America rich, strong, and powerful again. Thank you for your attention to this matter. He brings up a great point. Like, it was Congress that has sold America down the river. It was Congress that put together terrible trade deals. It was Congress that regularly overspends, puts money into stupid programs, wasteful programs, slush funds, and money laundering operations and foreign wars. It's only Donald J. Trump that is trying to claw this back and put up barriers to protect American workers and make America rich again. Now, let me know in the comments what you think about this. I can't believe that the chief executive, the CEO for America, is somehow not allowed to negotiate and make America great again. If this falls into the hands of Congress, I believe that they will screw this up. If we get past the midterms and we don't keep the majority, this will never go into effect. And what makes me sad is just how many people over on Twitter were actually cheering for the demise of America, so long as they were able to stick it to President Trump. All right, speaking of this, I mean, just when you think Democrats and left-leaning podcasters can't be any stupider, let me break this down. This is the latest Democrat nonsense. So over the last couple of days, there's been a baseless rumor going on the internet that President Trump had a stroke or that he had maybe even died. After Trump skipped a couple of public appearances, Midas Touch brothers, Ben Meiselas, and others fueled a fake story saying, where did Trump go? What has happened? Trump is dead was trending over on X with 158,000 posts and zero evidence. Illinois Governor Pritzker demanded proof of life, saying, where is the president? Others were saying he's had a stroke. They started looking at pictures of his face. They started pointing out the swelling in his ankles from standing for so long. Then these morons made the prediction that he had died and that J.D. Vance would be sworn in as the new president. Well, just as their stupidity peaked, President Trump was photographed on a weekend golfing trip with his granddaughter, Kai. He was rocking a MAGA hat and clearly was thriving. He mocked these losers online, saying, I've never felt better. Democrats desperately lie, and Midas Touch clickbait is dangerous. They weaponize misinformation. This is dangerous. Think about this. If a foreign country that wanted to attack the United States suddenly thought the president was dead and that the government was covering it up, imagine what could have happened. I mean, this is stupid to even play. This is like playing with fire. Either way, President Trump said, I've never felt better in my life. Also, DC is a crime-free zone. So did you guys know that it was trending, that there were stories all over the internet that the president of the United States was dead? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that they would be spreading these rumors. All right. Elon Musk also just got some terrible news. Let me try to explain this to you. Alex Jones was the one to break this story. So a Chinese engineer hired by Elon Musk stole the Grok AI coding database and gave it to Elon Musk's biggest competitor, OpenAI or ChatGPT. He then left the company and sold all of his stock worth $7 million and then tried to hide. Now it looks like he's taken a job offer over at OpenAI. So now this gentleman, he's being sued. They're probably going to go after OpenAI as well because this is corporate espionage. You can't do that. This would be like Pepsi stealing Coca-Cola. This would be like Apple stealing Microsoft. This is crazy. So hopefully they're able to resolve this. Now, Elon Musk is saying that they are going to lose billions and billions of dollars, years of research and coding that OpenAI will now be able to take as trade secrets, coding secrets, and algorithm secrets. So he's very, very upset about this, and he has every right to be. Very, very sad. All right. CBS News recently lost a major lawsuit to President Trump for deceptively editing Kamala Harris's interview in order to help her win the 2024 election. Well, now CBS News has been caught again in an interview with Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, talking about illegals, ICE deportation, and also MS-13 gang members. So let me pull this up on the screen. So this is the side-by-side, the uncut and what CBS actually aired. I'm going to show this to you and let you listen to it. But I can't believe that these guys have not lost their license. I would never go on one of these shows if they could deceptively edit something to make me look bad or stupid or anti-Semitic or racist or misogynist or whatever it is. Why would you ever want to go on these shows if they could just twist your words? But let's go ahead and listen to this together, and you'll see how they tried to cover up what she was saying on Trump's behalf.
And the one thing that we will continue to do is to make sure that he doesn't walk free in the United States of America. This individual was a known human smuggler, a MS-13 gang member, an individual who was a wife beater, and someone who was so perverted that he solicited nude photos from minors. And even his fellow human traffickers told him to knock it off. He was so sick in what he was doing and how he was treating small children. So he needs to never be in the United States of America. And our administration is making sure we're doing all that we can to bring him to justice.
All right. So they don't want people in the Trump administration talking about human trafficking, illegal immigration, the horrible things that some of these illegal immigrant criminals do, trafficking children, selling drugs into the country. I'm not saying every illegal immigrant is bad, but there are a lot of bad ones. And she's on their show trying to update the nation. Literally, the show is Face the Nation, to tell the nation what's going on in the United States of America. And they literally removed all of that because they wanted illegal immigrants in here. They wanted criminals in here. They don't care about your children being trafficked. They don't care about drugs being trafficked. They literally just brush all of that off. As long as they can keep pushing left-leaning ideology, woke, LGBTQ, all of that garbage, foreign wars, making Republicans look bad, destroying the nuclear family, saying that religious people are stupid and believe in fairy tales, that your prayers are worthless, you're a loser if you pray. I don't know how these people, like, I'm okay with you telling the other side of the story, but to deceptively edit things is really manipulative, and I believe that it's wrong. We'll see what the reaction is this coming Monday. Okay, this is sad. I don't want to share this story, but former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani was seriously injured in a high-speed car crash in New Hampshire on Saturday and rushed to a local trauma center. He's okay. However, the accident occurred after Giuliani had pulled over to help somebody who was in a domestic violence situation. He was traveling, he pulled over and called 911, and then bam, this car rear-ended him at high speeds. He fractured his thoracic vertebrae, multiple lacerations, contusions, head trauma, injury to his left arm and left leg. Again, he was in really bad shape, but according to Michael Ragusa, who heads Giuliani's security team, he is okay. It looks like he is going to survive, and he is in good spirits. Now, President Trump announced today that once Rudy Giuliani is feeling better, that he will give America's mayor the Presidential Medal of Honor Award. I know that prayer is stupid and dumb, and we're not supposed to do it, according to CNN and CBS and MSNBC, but I do believe in prayer, and I do believe in sending good energy, and I think Rudy Giuliani is a good dude, and I think that he has done his best for the country. So if you believe in prayer, send some prayers his way. Okay, speaking of New York City mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani, who defeated Andrew Cuomo in the primary, is facing scrutiny over his family's connection to Qatar, a country linked to Hamas. Now, a report shows that his mother, filmmaker Mira Nair, has received millions of dollars in Qatari funding since 2019 in order to make films. The funding has supported Nair's projects, including $15 million for The Reluctant Fundamentalist, a collaboration with Doha Film Institute, and a 2022 stage adaptation of Moon monsoon wedding during the World Cup. Sheikh Al Thani had promoted Mamdani's campaigns on social media. However, Mamdani denies ever having a connection to Qatar, saying that this report is a distraction. He and his mother aren't the only ones under scrutiny. His father is as well. Zoran Mamdani's father, a Columbia professor, believes the Allies and Nazis had the same goal during World War II. Lincoln inspired Hitler to kill the Jews. White people are all oppressors, and America is evil, and BLM is the only positive resistance keeping America in check. No wonder Mamdani wants to go after taxing white people in order to pay for his socialist agenda. Okay, some more bad news. Robert Mueller from the Russiagate hoax. According to the New York Times, the former special counsel who oversaw the Russia investigation into Trump has Parkinson's and will not be coming in. He was subpoenaed to testify about the Russiagate situation as well as the Jeffrey Epstein situation. The family says he doesn't remember anything. His Parkinson's is so bad, he's not able to do anything. So he won't be coming in. Okay, more crazy news from the left. Judge Sparkle L. Suknanans, yes, her first name is Sparkle, a Biden-appointed judge, has ruled to block the deportation of unaccompanied Guatemalan migrant children. It prevents their return to parents waiting in Guatemala, a decision that cruelly separates trafficked kids from their families. Remember how they were saying that Trump was locking children up in cages, and then it turned out to be Obama? Well, now Trump is trying to return all of these children to their families in Guatemala. The families say they want their children back. And now this Biden-appointed judge has put a 14-day restraining order saying that they are not allowed to be deported. Now, Stephen Miller of the White House says this is judicial overreach amid a 98% drop in the Darien Gap crossing, according to the United Nations data. And that separating children from their parents when you could reunite them is cruel. The National Immigration Law Center claims a potential harm lacks peer-reviewed scale. So a peer group hasn't ruled whether purposely blocking a child from their parents is cruel. I mean, I can't believe I have to report this crap sometimes. Everybody knows keeping a scared child away from their parents would be cruel. But no, there's no peer-reviewed study about whether this is harmful or traumatic. Anyway, this judge, appointed by Joseph Robinette Biden, is telling Donald Trump, you're not allowed to reunite these trafficked children with their families down in Guatemala. Oh, gosh. Oh, you know, sometimes I love sharing the news, and other times it just makes me sick. Some of the stories that I read every day, just crazy. All right. I like being kept in the loop. I hope you guys do as well. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your source of truth and news. I hope you have a great rest of your Labor Day. If you could, give this video a like and share it with others. I'm sure they would want to know the two big stories about blocking President Trump, his defense of Chinese students, as well as the bad news that Elon Musk is going through as somebody has stolen all of his years of hard work and given it to his biggest competitor for $7 million. Pretty crazy. All right. I love you guys. Stay amazing. And I will see you on the next video.